Time does not decay, it mutates. What we call the past is not gone, it lingers beneath the surface, encoded in symbols, waiting for the right eyes to decode it. 500 years ago, one man painted a world that feels less like a history and more like a warning, sent forward through time. His name was Hieronymus Bosch, and his triptych, The Garden of Earthly Delights, is not a painting, it's a psychological map of humanity. Welcome to the Garden of Earthly Delights. At first glance, the left panel appears familiar. Eden, creation, divine order. But look at the architecture. These aren't trees, they are biological machines, organic laboratories. Psychology tells us the Eden is a state of the unconscious, the moment before the eye is born. But look closer, this is not serenity, it is a tension before collapse. The figures are still innocent, yet the landscape feels unstable, as if reality itself is holding its breath. Bosch paints paradise, not as a perfection, but as a fragile system moments before corruption enters the code. Notice the predator in the pond, the cat with the mouse. Even here, in the presence of the divine, the glitch is active. Bosch is telling us the entropy, the slow decay of all things is baked into the very foundation of reality. The center is the noise, the immediate, the now, a sea of humanity lost in a fever dream of giant strawberries and hollow birds. Look at the glass sphere, the bubbles. Bosch is showing us the fragility of ego. We think we are masters of our desire, but in the garden, the humans are small, and the fruit, the symbols of our cravings, are massive. A carnival of flesh, pleasure, and surreal excess. Bodies merge with the fruit, animals observe like silent judges, and scale itself becomes meaningless. This is not celebration, it is saturation. Bosch understood something psychology would only name centuries later. When desire has no boundary, identity dissolves. The scene mirrors a mind overstimulated, drowning in sensation, mistaking indulgence for freedom. And then the right panel. Hell, not as a fire and devils alone, but the consequences. Instruments become torture devices, games become traps. Notice the musical instruments turned into weapons of torture, the sharp, cold edges of the knives. Bosch predicted the glitch of the modern era, the moment where our creation turned against us. And in the center of it all, him, the man tree. Look at his eyes. He's the only one looking back at you. He's the architect of his own ruin. His body, a broken egg, standing in the frozen lake of some conscious that has finally turned to ice. The environment itself still hostile, as its reality is retaliating against human excess. Bosch does not depict punishment imposed from above. He shows a system collapsing under the weight of its own appetites. This is not a divine wrath, it's a feedback. We aren't eating the fruit is consuming us. It's a digital simulation before the computer was ever invented, a loop of pleasure that leads nowhere. What makes this work endure is not its strangeness, but its accuracy. Bosch painted the collective unconscious before Carl Jung gave it a name. He visualized the cycle: innocence, satisfaction, consequences. The loop humanity continues to run. We are not disturbed by the painting because it's bizarre. We are disturbed because it's familiar. Look at the figures again. They are not others. They are us, fragmented across the time. The triptych is a mirror stretched across centuries, reflecting the same impulse in medieval villages and modern cities. Technology changed, desire did not. Bosch's world feels contemporary because the human psyche has not evolved as quickly as its tools. So why does the garden of earthly delights still feel alive? Because it does not belong to the 15th century. It belongs to every era that confuses stimulation with meaning. It belongs to every society that mistakes abundance for fulfillment. It belongs to us. Bosch was not documenting his time, he was diagnosing ours. He painted a future in which humanity would have everything he desired and still feel empty. Blink and look again. The garden was never a place, it was a pattern.